Everybody, I'm Brookshire, your host, and I'm with Brookshire and your buddies, and we're coming to you live with the eFoodNetwork.com. So check it. What I'm going to be making for you today was our Haverst burgers, really quick. So I need you to pay quick attention to me because we're going to get you in and we're going to get you out. So first off, we're going to start with our ground beef. Now you can use lean turkey meat or you can use ground beef, whichever one that you want to use. But you definitely want to make sure you use some sort of ground beef or meat that will be able to prepare your Haverst burgers. Alright? So really quick, as you see, I've already got my spatula and kind of flatten it out, because once you flatten it out, it's a little bit easier to put the seasonings in and keep everything going. Now, on the side here, I have a little bit of salt, pepper mix, little blend, a little bit of parsley inside of that also. As you see right here, you have a little bit of a seasoning salt mix, a little adobe, a little bit of seasoning salt, garlic salt, onion seasoning, just a mixture of what we call some, have some of everything in there. And then we have a little bit of our Haverst mix, which has raisins, bacon bits, chopped onions. We're also going to be able to throw in a couple more bell peppers and a little bit more onions inside of here also. Alright? So what we're going to do really quick is we're going to take this and we're going to put it to the side so we can get some chopping done. Like so. Onion, already been cut in half. Already been gutted out and washed. And then we also have a bell pepper, onion bell pepper mix. Now what we're going to do really quick is we're going to start chopping this up so we can dice it up real fast. We already have some grease back here, half a cup of grease, or a cup of grease that we put on. It's already warm, so therefore when we get our burgers together, we can go ahead and put them on and have a meal, because I'm actually hungry, so I know you are too. So let's get this pot. So really quick, we're going to get our onion, our bell pepper, chopped in the middle. Let's go ahead and get this cut down really fast. Alright, like so. Because depending on how you want to do it, you can have, a chunkier, bigger dice. Depending on how you want to do it, it can be chunkier, or you can get it in like little mixed pieces. Now also one thing, if you're on the go, you can actually do this a little bit faster and have it already pre-cut. Your onions, etc. Alright? Take this off real quick. And we're going to do this with the onions and the bell peppers. Alright. Alright. Now what we're going to do with this, we're going to take this and we're going to put it inside of our hamburger meat. Like so. Alright. Put that back on top here. We're going to take a little bit of our salt and our salt mix, salt and pepper mix. We're going to lightly just sprinkle some on top of here. Like so. Let's move this around to make sure that this gets inside the meat. Alright. Now we're going to also take our seasoning salt mix. Put a little bit of that all around. Make sure that gets in there. The whole point of this is for the burgers to be, our Haverst burgers to be juicy. Nobody wants a dry burger, okay? We want these things to be juicy. Juice up just a little bit, so therefore once we put these in, they'll be great. Alright, and then we already have our raisin, bacon bit, onion, medley for our Haverst. Just going to sprinkle that around in here really quick. Alright. Now one of the things that we're going to also do that allows this to be a lot more juicier is we're going to also take a quick egg, like so. Take a quick egg, crack it open. Alright. Now we're going to beat this really fast. And we're going to just put that right on top of that like so. Alright, now what that's going to allow the flavoring to be able to be mouth-watering, like what we're really going for. Now, to make it stretch a little bit more, we always like to throw a little bit of breadcrumbs in there. Now, I learned this from one of my good friends, Amber. So we'll call that little Amber little thing. And she was actually throwing breadcrumbs inside of her burgers. I was like, girl, what you doing? She was like, you ain't know. It helped it to stretch. So I did it, it worked, and I always now either throw croissant bread is a good one. This is the country butter peanut, or not peanut, but potato bread. So you put that in, now we're gonna mix this around like so. Now we gotta get up in there, so I'm actually going to put that down so we can get our patties made. All right? So we're gonna move this around. Don't be scared to put your hands in your food, all right? One ingredient that you always want to make sure that you're cooking with everybody, and I put a couple different seasons in here, is you want to make sure that you are cooking with love, okay? Because without the love ingredient, you really don't have anything, all right? You want to make sure that you're cooking with love, and as you see, I formed this into 2 little patties already that we're now, I'm going to wash my hands off really quick, getting ready to put inside of the hot grease. So you take a quick look at how those patties look. We're going to get ready into some grease and get those for you. All right. So really quick, we're going to take you now right over to the stove area, where we're going to grab our seasoning a little bit more. Now we're going to take our patty. Now we might not use this whole patty because this is pretty big size patty. We're going to take it, little circle, and then you're just going to flatten down the top of it, all right, like so. Our grease is already pretty hot, so it's going to be ready to start cooking this sucker immediately. And when I tell you that this burger will be, or this Haverst burger is going to be the bomb, let me tell you, I've been cooking since the age of 4 years old, and burgers was one of the first things that I really started off with. Every time we used to have a cookout or something, I would get on and put a little touch into the hamburgers. It would be magic. You hear that sizzling? That means the grease is at the right temperature. You just want to make sure you keep your eyes out on it. All right. And just like anything, it depends on what kind of oil you want to use. You can use canola oil. I would prefer extra virgin olive oil. And then, you know, I've actually kind of gotten into coconut oil, actually. When I fry chicken and different things of that nature, we get into coconut oil. But right now, we're using a little bit of canola oil. We're using about a half a cup to a cup. Just depending on how many burgers you're actually cooking. All right? Get you over here and wash your hands off real fast. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, this is probably about the time we're ready to turn now, so we're just going to turn this like so. Get in there, you see it's coloring very, very well. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this meat over to the side. Alright. Now, one good thing about this Haverst mix is that once you make it, you can actually turn it into meatballs. You can actually put it inside of your omelets. You can put it on your burger. You can make macaroni and cheese and candy yams with it. Green beans can actually turn it into an actual full course meal. Just by the way we actually put it together. Has all kind of great things in there. We're going to flip this over too. Now, because it's frying, it's not going to take that long to really be able to get this done. Alright, cut that fire up a little bit more on there. Alright, now, one quick thing is, did I tell you that I actually love cooking these? Now, if you're the type of person, and I know that y'all are, that and you need something fast, and you need something regular on the week, of course I always recommend a lean turkey meat because, again, if you're working out in the gym, no matter whatever it is, you'll be good when you have a lean turkey meat. Of course, this is a beef, so it just depends on your preference at this present moment. I felt a little beefy today, so I decided to do a little bit of beef, you feel me? But add this into your week and your meal. It will be able to stretch it for at least a day or two, depending on what you do, because it can turn into several different meals. And that's the thing that I also love about it. You may go ahead and prep the meat in the kitchen. I always say prep early. You may prep the meat the day before, or when you may be making a meatloaf, again, you can turn it into meatloaf. You can put this mixture inside of your spaghetti if you want to, just depending on what you want to do. So it can definitely reverse into a whole lot of great things that you will definitely love to have. Now what we're going to do really fast is we're going to go ahead and put our plate out so we can get ready to plate this. Because I know that this is going to be great. Now because it was in grease, you want to have it set to the side right here just to be able to allow the grease to be able to, you know, soak inside of the napkin. One of these burgers is almost done. And as you see, it doesn't take that long to get in there. That one kind of broke on me. See if we can fix that. Just keep our eyes on the good burgers. All right. So as you see, this is almost done and looking quite scrumptious. And the way that you'll know if the meat is done, you just push down on it a little bit, and if nothing comes out of it, then you can kind of have an idea that the food is the burger is pretty cooked all the way through. Alright, like so. So now this will probably cook on normal times anywhere between 4 to 6, 7 minutes on normal time, being that it's dropped right into the hot grease. So again, this is almost done. Alright, let's get a good look up on here real quick as we're getting ready to take this out. Alright. Grab the plate. Alright. One last little flip. Little pressy press. So we're going to take this one out first. That to the side. Take that one out next. That to the side. There you go. So now what you can do really quick is going on to the kitchen. Food, throw a little piece of cheese on. Boom. And there you have it. We have an amazing Haverst burger straight to you from Brookshire and Rachel Ray's Buddies. Definitely check us out for our next one. We'll probably come back to you with macaroni and cheese. Check us out on efoods.com. I'm Brookshire with Rachel Ray's Buddies, and we'll see you next time.